Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have got a makeup tutorial for you guys, and it also is going to be my very first collaboration of 2017, so I'm super excited about that. This collaboration is going to be with my bae, Andrea. You guys probably already know her, but if you don't, you need to ask somebody. Her channel will be linked down below as well as her video. And I'm also going to be collaborating with a new friend of mine here on YouTube. Her name is Flower. The three of us decided to come together and create some Valentine's Day inspired looks for you guys in case you are still trying to figure out how you might want to do your makeup for Valentine's Day. Hopefully these tutorials will inspire you guys. So definitely make sure that you check out the description box down below. There will be links to Andrea and Flower's channels and their videos so that it'll make it super easy for you to head over there after you're finished watching this video to check out the looks that they created. Also be sure to show them some love on their channels by clicking that subscribe button, giving them a big thumbs up, and also letting them know that I sent you down in their comments. But if you are new to my channel, if you're visiting from Andrea or Flower's channel, or if you just happen to stumble across this video, hey, my name is Faye. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this makeup tutorial. I really hope that you enjoy it. If you do, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe down below as well as click the bell next to the subscribe button so that you will be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. Also, before I jump into the video, I did want to mention really quickly that I am going to be talking a little bit about these makeup setting sprays. These are makeup setting sprays by the brand Scandinavia, and if you have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I already absolutely love these. A lot of people know that they make setting sprays, but people don't realize that they actually make makeup primer sprays as well. I have already featured it in my channel several times in several other makeup tutorials, but I'm also going to be sharing a few of the benefits and things that I like about these in today's video. This isn't sponsored by them or anything, but they were super nice to send me a few additional products, so I figured that I would share it with you guys since they're super sweet and I absolutely love their products, which you guys know because you see me use them all the time in my tutorials. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this makeup tutorial. So let's get started. The very first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyes. I'm using my MAC paint pot in the shade Layin' Low. I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelid and blend it out with my finger. This is going to give us a nice, smooth, even base to work with as we're applying all of our shadows. And then after that, I'm going into my Tartelette palette and using this nice, neutral, kind of beige shade. It is matte, and I'm just going to apply this all over my entire eyelid to set that eyeshadow base. Next up, I'm going to start applying my transition shade. I'm using Buon Fresco from the Modern Renaissance palette. This is a really nice, cool toned, kind of muted mauve-y pink shade, and I'm just going to buff this back and forth with windshield wiper motions into the crease. After that, I'm going into my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I'm picking up another kind of pinkish shade. This one is a little bit deeper than the first one, and I'm just going to concentrate this more directly in the crease to start to create that dimension. After that, I'm going back to my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be picking up the shade Venetian Red. This shade is going to go on the outer and inner portions of my eyelid as well as throughout the crease to connect the two areas. I am going to be leaving the center of my lid blank, but as you can see, I'm just packing on that color on the outer area of my eyelid and then here on the inner portion, and then I'm just going to bridge the two of those throughout the crease and make sure that it's really nicely and smoothly blended out. Really take your time with this step because the Modern Renaissance palette is very, very pigmented, so just build up the color a little bit at a time and then take your time blending it out. And then of course, make sure between each step that you go back in and just blend everything together and blend out any harsh lines. So after that, I'm taking my Too Faced Shadow Insurance and I'm going to be applying this on my eyelid to prepare my lid for the lid shade. I have been in love with this Too Faced Shadow Insurance ever since the first time I've tried it. I don't know where my life has been without it. It is amazing for helping your shadows to show up a lot more pigmented. So after that, I'm going in with the Nubian palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm picking up this beautiful duochrome shade. It's kind of like a pinkish, peachy, type of duochrome shadow. It's really, really beautiful. If you don't have this palette, you definitely need to pick it up. It is gorgeous. But I'm just going to really pack that color on the center of my lid and also bring it into my inner corner on top of that first shade that we applied, and then blend everything out throughout the crease. And then I'm going back in with the shade Venetian Red and just applying that color a little bit more on my outer corner just to intensify the pigmentation in that area, since I did lose a little bit of it when I was applying my lid shade. And then I'm also going to blend it into the crease as well to make sure that everything transitions seamlessly. So after that, just apply your liner and lashes, and then we can move on to the face. Alright, so moving on to the face, the first thing that I'm going to do is prime. And if you guys watch my videos, you guys know I always start off with a primer spray. This one is by Skindinavia, like I mentioned in the intro. It's the Oil Control Makeup Primer Spray. I absolutely love this spray because it does a really great job of just preparing my skin for the makeup that I'm going to be placing on top of it. And it also really helps to prolong the wear of my makeup throughout the day since I do have oily skin. So I'm just going to spray this all over my face. And then next up, I'm going to go in with my primer. So first up, I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This one is really great for minimizing your pores. And then next up, I'm going in with this Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is one of my favorites for controlling oil throughout the day. So I'm just going to apply this to my T-zone and all of the areas that I normally get pretty oily. And then before I move on, I'm just going to lightly set everything in place with this Maybelline Shine Free Pressed Powder. It looks like this. And I actually have always heard that you should never mix powders and liquids and all this, which you shouldn't, but this is a little trick if you are oily. You only need a little bit. As you can see, I'm barely really putting anything on the brush. But this is really just going to help to set and lock in that primer, just so that it's not moving all around, you know, throughout the day. And it also helps to keep you matte a little bit longer throughout the day as well. So I just kind of pat that in just a little bit. So next up for color correcting, I'm actually going to try out a new product. I know I'm always using my NYX color corrector, but I recently received this product from Black Up. It is their corrector palette and it looks like this. Mine is in the shade 02. So I'm going to take this orange shade right here and just apply it underneath my eyes. And I'm also going to apply a little bit of this around my nose and mouth area. And so far, I do really like this product. It's really creamy to the touch, but when you apply it to your skin, it's almost like it kind of transforms into like a powder, which is really nice for me having oily skin. So I feel like this is probably one that won't really move around too much. And since I like that shade so much, I think I'm going to also go ahead and go in with this lighter brown shade and just kind of put some on some of the dark spots that I have on my cheeks. Okay, so now that our skin is prepped, I'm also going to try out a new foundation. This one is by Black Up and it's in the shade 07. This is their mattifying fluid foundation. So I'm just going to pump this onto a concealer brush, which I'm very happy that this foundation comes with a pump. And I'm just going to apply it to my face and blend it out with a foundation brush. Okay, so as you can see, this foundation is a little dark and a little red-ish orange for my skin tone. Today was my first time trying it out, so I'm going to show you guys how I would fix something like this. So I'm going to go in with this concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Dark. And I'm going to just apply this on my cheeks. I do still have a little bit of darkness peeking through, but I'm going to apply a little bit extra of this than normal. But I'm going to apply just a little bit extra of this than normal just to kind of balance out this foundation shade. I think that we'll be able to work with it, but it is not quite my shade. I do like the formula of it though. But the color is definitely a little bit off. So we're gonna try to fix it with this concealer. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go in with some concealers to also help with balancing out this foundation. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealers in the shade Medium Tan and Tan. Medium Tan is the lighter of the two shades, and I like to put that right in my inner corner. And then Tan I like to use just to mix in with Medium Tan so that it's not so intense on my under eye. Alright, and then next up to blend it out, I'm going to be using this beauty sponge by SL Miss Glam, and I'm just going to blend out all of my concealer. So next up, I'm just going to set everything in place using my Sacha Buttercup powder, and I'm just going to use a dry beauty sponge to apply this underneath my eyes and on all of the areas that I applied my concealer. So while that bakes, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. I'm using my Anastasia Brow Definer as usual, and also my Brow Powder Duo, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so brows are on. So now I can go ahead and dust away this excess powder on my face. And hopefully you guys can see how that kind of just like balanced everything out a little bit with that foundation. But I'm also going to go ahead and set my face also, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match powder, and this one is in the shade Classic Tan. So before I move on to the rest of the face, I'm going to jump back up to the eyes and finish off the lower lash line. So I'm picking up the shade Blonde Fresco again, which is the shade that we use as our transition in the crease, and applying that all across my entire lower lash line just to set down a base to make the other shades easier to blend. After that, I'm taking the shade Venetian Red with a short shader brush and pressing that right up against my lower lashes, and then going back in with that same fluffy pencil brush and blending that all out. Following that, I'm going in with a nude toned eyeliner, and I'm just going to apply that in my waterline. And then I'm also taking the shade that I used on my lid and applying that to the inner third of my lower lash line, highlighting my inner corner, and then also finishing off with some mascara on my lower lashes. Okay, so next up I'm going to contour, and I'm using this Black Up contouring powder. It's got contour on this side, and then on this side it actually has two highlighting powders, one that's matte and one that's shimmer. This one is in the shade 03, and I'm going to use my NARS Eater brush to really contour and carve out my cheekbones. So next up for blush, I'm actually going to go in with this one by Wet n Wild. This one is in the shade Mellow Wine, and I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks and blend it back into my contour. And then just to make sure that everything is blended really seamlessly, I'm just going to take my powder brush. This doesn't have anything on it, and I'm just going to kind of pat it on top of that blush and contour just to make sure that everything looks really nice and smooth. And then next up for highlighter, I'm actually going to go in with this one by Gerard Cosmetics. This one is in the shade Bridget, and it's a beautiful champagne shade. So I'm going to highlight my cheekbones with this. Okay, so last but not least is lips, and I'm going to start off with this Milani lip liner. If you watch my channel, you guys know I absolutely love this, which is why it's so teeny tiny, but this one is in the shade Cocoa. So I'm just going to line my lips with this lip liner. And then on top of that, I'm going to apply this Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte liquid lipstick in the shade 1995. So this honestly is such a beautiful nude. You could just leave it like this, but I think I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of a gloss just because why not? So this one is a Gerard Cosmetics gloss. This is one of their Supreme Lip Creams, and this one is in the shade Destiny, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this onto my lips just so that it'll be a little bit glossy. Alright, so to finish everything off, I'm just going to set it all in place, and I'm using my Skindinavia The Makeup Finishing Spray. This one is the Oil Control finishing spray. And again, if you guys have been watching my makeup tutorials, you guys know that I have been using this like crazy. Absolutely love their setting sprays. They spray on so nicely onto the skin. They're a very fine mist, so it doesn't leave those little drops of like water all over your face after you spray it on, and it just does a really great job of setting your makeup. These are bomb. If you haven't tried them, I will link it for you down below, as well as a coupon code for you guys. But I'm just going to go ahead and spray this all over my face to set everything in place. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really like the way that it came out. I think that it is perfect for Valentine's Day. I think it really pulls in all those pinks and purples and reds that you think of when you think of Valentine's Day, but it's still very, very wearable and pretty easy to recreate in my opinion. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to head over to Andrea and Flower's channels. I will have their videos linked down below so that you can check out the looks that they created for Valentine's Day as well. So yeah, I don't think that I have anything else to share with you guys. I guess that's going to bring us to the end of this video. I hope that you guys have a really amazing Valentine's Day, whether you're spending it with your boo, with your best friends, with family, or with yourself, girl. I hope that you enjoy it, that you spend time doing something that you love and that you really enjoy, whether that is with your loved ones or if you are just taking some time to really spend with yourself and have some me time and just really invest in yourself. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.